love my job. Let me start off with that. I love being a game developer. I love working on my games every day. I love being my own boss. That's pretty much the main reason I started a company, just so that nobody above me tells me what to do. So I love all that. And let me get rid of this Casey Neistat vibe. But coming back from a vacation, which was just a week, and getting back into it, I just wasn't feeling it, to be honest. I love my job. I love working on the games. Not this week, but there was a lot of stuff I had to do. So this week has been a little bit messy. I think that's my point. That's where I'm working towards. This week was a little bit messy. I've been doing a bunch of little things everywhere. Working on a little game here, working on a game there, doing things here and there. And yeah, this video is gonna reflect that messy week. After the intro. The Atari VCS. One of the first things I did this week was poke Serious Lion. There was a bug in Heroes of Loot 2. Actually, not a bug. There was a bug in Heroes of Loot 2, but we fixed that bug. But to find another bug in the game, we had to add some debug code, or Serious Lion had to. And the problem there was that debug code was kept in the game. Oopsie. Now, the problem here is not so much that bug, but things like that happen. But nobody told me. We could have fixed this before my vacation, but the Atari community is like a very small, tiny community on their own Discord server. And I searched for Heroes of Loot in that server to see if there was any issues left or if there was a bug or something. And then I found the problem, and nobody just told me. Everybody expected me to just read that. I can't be in all Discord servers. I can't be on all the Switch Discords or the whatever. I have an email address. If you have a problem with any of my games, mail me. I have my own Discord server. Drop by on my Discord server and let me know. That works a lot better. Anyway, it got fixed. We just had to update the Atari, update the version. It got pushed and it's live now. Most of that is fixed. So that was the first thing I did this week, I think. Although most of the work was done by Serious Lion, I guess. But I did a little bit of the work. Just a tiny bit of work this week. Alright, I should also do a little rectification here. A few weeks ago I talked about a mass testing of Regulator City on Game Round. That the reviews that were coming in from the player, the test reviews, the test feedback, was kind of crappy. However, that video was recorded a few days after the test went live, and for the first week or so, I think the test still running right now, so I think it's 4 weeks in total. The first week or so, the reviews or the test stuff that came back to me, that wasn't much more than you get from just giving the game to a friend and asking what he thinks. Yeah, I like it, this and that was cool, and that's it. Those type of reviews or feedback doesn't really help you as a game developer to get the game better. But over time, the last couple of weeks, better reviews came in, and there is actually some very good feedback in there. A lot more quality feedback, mentioning the good stuff, mentioning the bad stuff, mentioning ideas and certain tweaks. And of course, I can't implement all the ideas everybody has, but there has been some good feedback. So rectifying that, Game Round, if you're a game developer, go check them out, because over time, I think you get great feedback on your game, and it's worth the time. And it's not a lot of investment. It's a free service. It just requires time from your side and creating some assets and picking reviews that are good so that they can give points to those people and all that stuff. It will sort itself out, but just check them out if you have a demo or a game that's at a certain stage in development and that could use some good feedback. Go check them out. Game Round. Yeah. Of course, I had to dig through my mailbox after not looking at it for a week. A few things in my mailbox that still need addressing, and to be honest, they were already there before I went on vacation. I'm just pushing it forward and beyond and into oblivion. It's that time of the year again that I have to update my Android games. My existing catalog of Android games need to be updated for the latest Android APIs. For no real reason except that Google wants it. That means I have to update libraries and files and weird bugs and things that need to be changed and tweaked and fixed just to have that game up and running again. The thing is, I noticed that my games are now being shown to less Android users because it won't run on their device. Well, it will run on their device, but their device has a newer Android, so these games won't show up. So that means less sales. So I need to dig through. It's not all my games, but a lot of my older games need to get another update. Of course, I did all this last September, I think. It's now June and I have to do it again. So it's now becoming possibly a yearly, maybe 6-month like thing where I have to update stuff that pretty much runs perfectly. There's no need to update these games. The games are as they are and they work fine, except Google won't show them to new Android users. Same thing goes for the App Store versions. They are also being removed slowly again for an even stupider reason. They haven't been updated in over a year, says Apple. So then they are probably not worth showing to new users. Yeah, these games are fine. All I have to do now is again update them to the latest Xcode version, which is Apple's environment, and then the latest iOS APIs. Hope I don't run into weird bugs and problems and issues, and then I can just update the game and it will be live again. There's literally nothing changing the game itself. It's just changing all the libraries and the APIs behind it that Apple has changed, and I just have to. It's slightly frustrating, but it has to be done. So I need to find time for it. I thought I would have that time this week and pretty much had that time this week. Just wasn't in the mood for it. And I feel this aggression coming up. I'm still not in the mood for it. So maybe in another 2 weeks or 3 weeks, at some point, I'll do it at some point. So I've just been wasting my time practicing the guitar, still learning a lot. This is just, it's a lot, but I wanted to learn something new this year, and one of those things, besides a couple of other things, is learning how to play the guitar. I enjoy it. It relaxes me. I like music. I would love to be able to play very well, but we're not there yet. It's only been a couple of months and I haven't had that much time to practice. But I am trying to make that more of a thing in every day. Just at the end of the day, take like 10 minutes, 15 minutes of practice time, just jamming on those chords and learning what the chords are and how to hold your fingers. And once I know all the chords, I just have to learn a couple of songs that everybody knows, because when you can play something that people recognize, then I think you know how to play the guitar. Right now I can just jam a little bit and it sounds okay, but it's not a song. Don't ask me to play any songs or requests. I have no idea how to do that, honestly. But I know there are like 4 or 5 chords, and if you learn those, you can play like 1,000 pop songs. So that's my goal. Learn those 4 chords and maybe a couple more just to be sure. Right. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird video, but it's a bit of a weird week. Also, I want to try these videos every now and then. And I wasn't really in the mood to film a video about game development because I haven't done much this week. And I also know these couple of months, June, July, August a bit, there are less viewers. People are doing other stuff and not watching YouTube as much. So this is a good time to experiment with some weird stuff like this week's video. Also, I'm a little bit of a weird mood. Aline just left the house. She had this weird casting call for a commercial and it sounds like the up and up, like it's a good thing, like official, but it's also a bit weird, so we're kind of slightly worried about it. I couldn't go because it's like an hour drive and it's gonna take 4 or 5 hours and it would be a waste of my time. But right now it's weird because who knows, I might have seen my wife for the last time, in which case this video is gonna be like really weird when it gets online. Or she'll come home at the end of the day and experience richer, and we'll have some sort of commercial with her in there soon. Something, maybe. It's weird. It's been one of those weird weeks. You know, have you ever had those? You know what I mean, right? A week where everything is just weird, messed up, not going as planned, or not going at all. And this is one of those weeks. And this was the video result of that week. Also, we bought new bikes, but that's of no use to you. I'm just now my brain is now just going through all the stuff that happened this week. And we also bought new bikes. We had bikes on our vacation and they were a lot better than our bikes at home. My brake was kind of like the wire was snapped in half. It still braked, but it wouldn't brake fully. The gears were just skipping gears here and there, so I really needed a new bike. So we bought new bikes. One of those weeks. Yeah, next week is gonna be better, or different, or normal, actually. I hope. I'll see you next week. I guess. Depends probably on if you stay subscribed to this channel, even after this weird video. I hope you do. We're gonna talk about game development eventually again. Just right now, it was just not on the table for us, for you and me, and the guy at the back over. Alright, see you next week. Bye.